This is George Dionne for Metal Express Radio, and I'm here with Angel Wolf Black of the band Shewolf. If I knew absolutely nothing about Shewolf, how would you describe the band's music to me?
In music terms, I would say that it's a mix of symphonic and power metal music with some evident elements of folk, anthemic choruses, and lyrics that bring you straight to the wilderness.
I'd agree with that assessment. And I wanted to ask you, when did the band form?
I think it was in August 2020 when I first contacted from Marco Pastorino from Temperance. And he told me, you know what, me and my friend Michele, we have this music, we have these ideas. Would you like to sing the song? So that's how basically the band started.
Okay. And the band sort of has this hierarchy as far as their characters are concerned, if you will. You're the shaman, and the guitar player is the hunter, and bass player is the predator, and the drummer is the alpha. So kind of what does that represent as far as the band members having that?
So we consider the band to be a family, a group, a pack, so to say. So each one has a title that represents their qualities, their abilities, and what they bring to the band. So the different characters, that's what they stand for, actually. So the hunter is responsible for keeping everyone safe and for the nourishment. Obviously, the predator is his close companion, so they work in tandem. The alpha could be a type of the core of the band, because just like drums are the basis of the music of a musical group, and the shaman, I guess it's the I would say the supernatural element of them all, and it brings something a little bit more mystical.
Your self-titled album comes out on March 18th through Frontiers Music. If you don't mind talking about a little bit behind the meaning of the singles that you have out so far, if you want to talk a little bit about Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf is a song about freedom, but freedom with responsibility. So, well, throughout the lyrics, you can understand that this is we're talking about taking your life in your own hands, living by your rules, but this because you live around other people, you meet other people on the road, whether you're a lone wolf or not. Your actions come with consequences. So the ability to be able to, let's say, swallow these consequences is pretty much the same, just like the lone wolves in nature. So they have to leave their pack because they don't agree or they don't get along with the alpha, for example, and they live all alone in areas ruled by other wolves and other packs. So that's quite a dangerous way of life, but it's their choice, and that's what they stand for. Home is quite a personal song, which maybe you don't know, but I'm a Greek living in England for some time now, and it's a song about homesickness, how much you miss where you're born and all the memories that the place where you come from holds. It's quite melancholic, I would say, and there are some words and some elements that I know exactly what they mean, but to you, they're just setting the mood.
Sure. So how did you end up from Greece into England?
I wanted to change my life. I felt that in Greece, what I wanted to do, and that was music 100%, was not moving towards the direction that I wanted to. And I felt, with the excuse of continuing my studies, to that moving here, it would be better for me. And so far, it seems to be working.
Excellent. Do you have a third single planned for release day?
Indeed.
And
Yes.
which song is that, if you want to discuss that particular song?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called The One You Feed. And maybe you know about this this tale. It's a Native American tale that describes an old man and his grandson standing around the fire, and the old man describes that within each man there are two wolves. So the one stands for happiness, for respect, and the other one stands for hatred and all the bad things that each one of us is divided in. So he describes that these two wolves, they constantly have a clash. They constantly have disagreement and a fight. So the young man asks, who wins? And the old man says that the one you feed. So this basically is a song about these two sides. Each one of us hides inside. So in the way that we choose to live a life, who is going to be? Is it going to be a life of sorrow or self-hate, or without respect to ourselves, or you're going to respect yourself and others, and you just grab your life from the horns, as we say in Greece, and just live it honestly to yourself and to others.
So it's clear this wolf culture is woven within all the songs. I'm going to say, where did you kind of come across this? It's not really a common thing that one would study.
I'm not entirely sure. Well, obviously, a wolf is a creature that has been fascinating humanity for centuries, to say the least. You can see it in mythology. It's become a legend. And for people who actually observe wolves, it's just a magnificent creature. I guess, just like everybody else, I don't know, well, many people, I came to be quite fond of the animal, and I started reading about it and their social behavior, the way that they treat their elders or the children, how the alpha rules, and I would say, in fact, rules the pack, because there is an alpha, but depending on the situation, they are eager to transfer the, let's say, how can I explain this?
Leadership.
Thank you very much. The leadership, yes, to another member of the pack. So, yeah, I guess that's how I started reading books. I think that the wolves are quite in an important position in folk music as well. Yeah.
Sure. How did you get your deal with Frontiers Music?
Well, obviously, when you're a band that's just starting, you have to knock on all sorts of different doors. And, well, they came back to us in a very enthusiastic way. And we both decided that it would be beneficial to work together. And that's how it all started.
So they kind of hooked you guys up?
Yeah.
That's always good. Had you worked for Frontiers before, doing any other projects?
No.
Okay. Is this going to be a studio-based band, or is this going to be a band you plan to take out on tour?
We plan on bringing the pack everywhere we can. is the honest answer. Not in a metaphorical way. We plan to tour. Obviously, now it's a little bit early to tell when this is going to be and where it's going to be. But there are plans on the table, and we're really looking forward to play anywhere we can.
Absolutely. You were involved with the Vivaldi Metal Project prior to this. How did you get involved in that?
Well, I have been. I am no longer part of the live band. But back then in 2015, I think it was, I saw a small clip of the recording process of the first album, and I just sent a message on Twitter to congratulate them, and told them that, you know what, I'm a singer. If you're interested in featuring more voices to the project, I would be happy to join, and without having any expectations really. And then Maestro Mysteria got back to me and told me that, you know what, we have the song. Would you like to be involved in this? And that's how the whole journey started.
Another thing I saw on YouTube is that you do a lot of cover tributes to other acts similar to Shewolf, Epica, Within Temptation, Lacuna Coil, Nightwish. Are these bands that you kind of looked up to when you were coming up as a singer?
Absolutely, absolutely. So far, I don't think that I've covered a band that I hadn't been listening like crazy in the past 20 years. So it's almost like a map of my personal taste. All these songs mean a lot to me, and they're very carefully chosen. So the fact that you have noticed them, or that there are people out there that they seem to like them, it really means a lot to me.
The more that you get intertwined into the music industry, have you been able to meet any of these bands that you idolized?
Most of them.
Oh, awesome. Any good stories? Did you fangirl out on somebody?
Well, I tried not to, because those people, they are at work, and well, part of the work is obviously to meet their fans and colleagues and everything. So I try to stay as discreet as possible and give them the time and space that they want. Well, there is one very fond memory I have from meeting Tarja Turunen back in 2009, I think. And I just hadn't realized until then how a lovely person she is. Mark Jansen, Simone, Anneke from The Gathering, many people. It's just wonderful to meet them and witness their musical, let's say, the musical entity.
Excellent. A couple of other YouTube videos that I noticed that you had were covers of Broadway songs. You had one from The Phantom of the Opera, and you had one from Wicked. And I would say that particular material suits your voice great, because I heard a strong Broadway sound coming from your vocals on the Shewolf album.
Wow. Okay, that's a great observation. Well, I have a deep love for musical theatre. Actually, I work as a coach in the musical theatre industry. I work with children actors, so these are songs that I have worked a lot. Not this particular ones in terms of the children, but the musical theatre repertoire, and I like the qualities that they bring to the music, because it's a nice mix of music, of melody, and some drama in there. And I think that if you add a little bit of something from the personality, or from the mood of the lyrics, it completely changes the mood of the song as well. It might become a bit closer to the listener. So I like doing that a lot.
So when Shewolf goes out and plays live, do you think you're going to take some cues from the theater and kind of make it a little visual as well as auditory?
I would love to. It's a very, it's, oh, bless you. It's quite a visual band. Well, obviously, we are quite dramatic with the feathers, the masks, the dark appearance. So it wouldn't have been consistent if that wouldn't be part of the live performance. So on stage, I'm not Angel anymore. I will be the shaman. So perhaps you will be expecting something of that along these lines. You know.
Excellent. Do you have any other musical projects that you're working on? It seems like every band today has 4 or 5 bands they're working with.
Yes, everybody seems to be very busy. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Well, obviously, my YouTube channel is quite the project itself, because now I'm working on bringing it to the next step, and that keeps me busy enough at the moment. And I am working on solo work, but this is too early to talk about, really, because I really want to focus on Shewolf at the moment and see where this group and the work for this group is going to bring me.
Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as Shewolf is concerned that I might not have hit up on?
Well, I would just encourage everyone to give a chance to our album, listen to it, read the lyrics, and allow themselves to be transferred to a different universe for a while.
I would say that's what it did for me. I mean, you have your stories that you tell, but certainly you have the symphonic metal. And what I think makes you guys unique is you sort of, like I said before, have sort of that Broadway tone to the vocals, in which you're listening to, something greater than just music.
Well, thank you. That's a huge compliment.
And your new album comes out March 18th on Frontiers Music. It's called Shewolf. The name of the band is also Shewolf. And I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. Thank you for your time and your excellent questions.